Hello and welcome to the Inspiration Summit. If you don't know me so far, I'm your host. Mircea Igishan is my name, and we have a very special topic also today. We are going back to nature, to be more precise, to the forest and to forest bathing. And I want to present you my guest. It's Jörg Sprave. Jörg, welcome from our heart to the Inspiration Summit.
Thank you for the invitation. Glad to be here.
Jörg is a forest bathing instructor, and our idea for today is to give you an insight what is forest bathing, to motivate, to inspire you to go out into the forest. And Jörg recorded a 15-minute meditation intro, and we will invite you after this talk to go into the forest, to watch his video, and to emerge into an experience. And with that said, my first question to you, Jörg, is what is forest bathing?
Okay, so when most people hear forest bathing, it's like, okay, we go for a bath in the forest, and this is not the whole truth, is a little, only tiny part of it, because Shinrin Yoku, it comes from Japan. Shinrin is forest, Yoku is bath. It means immersing yourself in the atmosphere of the forest with everything that the forest has to offer. And immersing means with all five senses. You try to immerse and emerge and connect to the forest for health benefits. This is the short version of forest bathing.
Mhm. So if I got it right, I'm not walking through the forest like I do it regularly, with my thoughts about my daily stuff. I really stop and I really take nature in, and I connect as best as I can with nature.
Exactly. So there's no goal. People are always asking, okay, when I do a session with them, like, where are we going? And I always answer, nowhere. You just, this is super individual. As a guide, I just invite them to do different stuff.
Mhm.
And it's about connecting and paying as much attention, awareness. It's a kind of awareness or meditation to the forest and what's going on in the forest, like I say, with all five senses. And this is especially for the grumpy cats with meditation. It's for those people who have problems just observing their own thoughts. Forest bathing is much more happening on the outside. So you meditating by just observing stuff on the outside, a natural, beautiful environment. And it can be macro, so it can be a big, beautiful scenery, or it can be super micro. You tune in to just a square meter of the forest and you try to see everything that's going on. And this has a very beautiful meditative effect and healing effect on the body.
Wonderful. Can you please share us first, let's say, a scientific perspective, what is going on if you do forest bathing? And afterwards, I will ask you for your personal experience, but let's start with the science.
So this guy, Qing Li, he's from China, but he studied early in Japan, all this, what we call forest medicine today. And he's kind of the father or the inventor of what's called forest bathing today, Shinrin Yoku. And he did before and after studies on humans on the effects on the body. So he found out with these studies that forest bathing is lowering blood pressure, reducing stress, lower blood sugar levels, they boost serotonin and dopamine levels naturally, they improve concentration, they raise even the pain thresholds, and they boost energy and vitality. And the most exciting thing that they found out back then, because it started in the 80s in Japan, they found out that it increased natural killer cell activity.
Mm.
And that means it's increasing the activity of your white blood cells, and they are responsible for yeah to reduce free radicals in your body and strengthen the immune system. So forest bathing heals even on cell level and can even support your the healing of cancer. This is super crazy for people to hear, probably for the first time. Wow, the forest can cure me on cell level and even cancer. And this guy showed it with his studies in Japan.
Wow. Wow. And yeah, now to your personal experience, Jörg, in what situation have you been before forest bathing, before your forest immersion, and what has happened with you? How did it transform you? Please, you're invited to go here really in length and to
Yeah,
tell us
okay.
about your transformation.
So around 4 years ago, this project started for me. And at the time, I was working a lot in front of the screen as well. I come from online marketing. I was working 10 hours in front of screens, a lot of projects, parallel projects, very stressful. And at the time, I was really sick of it because my body felt the impact, the negative impact more and more. And then at the time, how it should be, the universe showed me a new project where I first should build a kind of sales funnel for forest bathing. And then it developed into that I was so interested about it. It developed into my curiosity that went so far that I did the forest bathing certificate and I studied it more in depth. And when I did all this more time in the forest, like the sessions and all these teachings of a German guy, then I really felt the the missing, like the disconnection people have nowadays. And for me, I always felt it. It's like the Japanese people have a word for that. It's called yugen, and yugen is feelings that you can't describe. But all of us innately know that nature is good for us, and we feel it when we enter the forest. For me, last year, for example, I was in California in the Sequoia National Park with the giant trees.
Mhm.
And in summer, this is so concentrated with terpenes, the natural compound, that this is
Mhm.
like the most beautiful aromatherapy you can have in this national park. And I got out of my car and it was high on terpenes. These are these beautiful compounds. They have a lot of cedar trees, fir and pine trees there. And I recommend everybody, if you have a pine near, you just have to put it in your hand and rub it a little bit and smell on your hands, and it instantly makes you feel more vital and healthy. It gives you a boost just through the nose. It's amazing. And this is at the time I discovered, okay, it's these terpenes responsible for that. And all this made me realize that we are not made for being in front of screens all the time. So I did even an experiment for 1 week then in nature beginning of this year, where I was at a hot spring, and I completely healed all my physical issues and mental
Wow.
issues, if you call them like that.
Wow.
So I had knee pain at the time, I had lower back pain at the time, I had digestive issues, which comes and goes kind of in my life, and everything was normalized even after 2 days. Everything was gone. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, there I was in a hot spring, but just this harmonizing effect that it has on your body is so obvious if you let yourself
Mhm.
experience it and don't block yourself mentally, because this is a big negative impact that it has on your body no matter where you are, your mind. But if you let yourself go, and this is what I teach, then you have tremendous benefits. And exactly, this can be explained even on more spiritual level, or as well physical or metaphysical level as well.
Please go on with the spiritual levels and
Exactly. Like the working environment we are in today is obviously very in terms of yin and yang, very yang driven. It's a very masculine energy. And this is stressing our whole system. With that comes, of course, the nowadays electromagnetic stress, the techno stress. And this techno stress is just the 5G field you are in. And you cannot control much these frequencies. You usually let them just in, and these frequencies are super high. These are 100,000, sometimes 100,000 hertz. We cannot. This is a chaos of frequencies, and this is super penetrating the body. This is very chaos and masculine energy. We have this schedule, we have this productivity that we need to put out every day. So all this stuff is very yang, and it's stressing ourselves to some degree. It needs to be balanced. And since people spend most times indoors in a more masculine work environment, we need to balance it with yin energy, which is the nurturing female energy. And this is Mother Nature. It nurtures us. It takes us in to heal. And this is the more this Eastern philosophy, yin and yang, spiritual aspect about it. And then you have the metaphysical aspect. And this is that nature is on a frequency of 7.83, I think it is, which is rounded up to 8 hertz. And 8 hertz is the Schumann frequency that many people know, but they don't know that nature is vibing in 8 hertz. And 8 hertz is your alpha state of the brain. So this then makes perfect sense that you can completely relax in nature because you tune in and harmonize the waves and the frequencies. The alpha state is in alignment with the nature frequency, and this is why everybody cannot explain, wow, I can calm down so much here in nature, and I don't know why, but it's just, oh, it's kind of like a beautiful penetrating frequency in a good way, because it's harmonizing, it's becoming, it's a resonance, it's a positive resonance with your brain waves. This is why you go like, like last year in Sequoia National Park, I was at the lake, breathing in this beautiful energy, heard people from afar jumping in the lake, and it was just, I get goosebumps just by thinking about it. This is, again, how powerful the mind is just by thinking about your favorite nature experience, and immediately you get energy, you get you get clear, you get it's this feeling that most people know innately, but often they cannot describe, what the Japanese call yugen.
Beautiful. Side question, can you tell a bit more about the terpenes? What's the name? What you
Terpenes.
terpenes,
Yeah,
terpenes.
exactly. Terpenes are natural compounds that trees give to each other. It's like the immune system of the trees to fight off pests, fungi, and diseases. So it's a natural compound, like I say, like an essential oil. For example, if you want to create a natural environment even in your own office, you can create it by diffusing essential oil, because these are the terpenes, these are the compounds that are just the atmosphere in the forest. And these terpenes have different, there are different terpenes with a different impact on your body.
Really?
So, and this, yeah. So there's, for example, the pine fir and cedar trees have alpha pinene terpenes, and this is anti-inflammatory and boosting vitality, and it improves memory. And then there's limonene, you have it more as well here where I am right now in Mexico. You have citrus, like citrus flavors, or mango trees, and they reduce anxiety or uplift mood as well, and their support, for example, liver detox. And then you have mycrene, for example, from mango, bay, and eucalyptus, as well, more in the southern regions. They are muscle relaxant, for example. And then you have a terpene called linalool, sorry, and this is in lavender. And lavender is known for its calming anti-anxiety effects, for example. And if you know that, you always know as well at home what terpenes you need right now balance yourself. And this is what the forest does with their natural terpenes. And this is kind of, they're communicating with that, and they're supporting their own health with these terpenes, with these natural compounds. What most people don't know, why does it smell so good here? These are the terpenes.
Wow, thanks for it. I didn't knew that there are even different one with different how's it's like every tree has its own treatment for you.
Exactly, so to
Wow.
speak.
Hmm.
Yeah. And this can be so concentrated that even mosquitoes will not go into these forests. So there are Japanese forests, there is a cypress, there are super high in these terpenes that
Hmm.
fight off mosquitoes. So usually you know, oh, there are a lot of mosquitoes in the forest. No, if the terpene concentration is very high, it's even free of mosquitoes, which is for most people when I go with them, it can be a negative side effect. They can interrupt your peace, of course. They can disturb your peace. So this is kind of a good thing if you go to Sequoia National Park in summer or Yosemite in California. You don't have mosquitoes because the terpene you can feel the high concentration of terpenes. It's very interesting.
Wow. Wow. I have a question. If I live in another side question, if I live in a big city and I don't have a forest next to me like you have in Mexico now, am I lost or what can I do?
No, even a park has a positive impact. So the Ching Li, the father of forest bathing,
Mhm.
studied even the effects of a garden. You know, if you have a garden or a park nearby, if you're in an urban environment, you can go into the park. Everything that is more natural has a positive effect on your organism because we are natural beings. We come from nature, and the more you tune in with your natural environment and find an environment
Mhm.
that is more natural, you can relax and benefit as well from the terpenes in the park. There might be not as high as in the forest, and you still have this Wi-Fi field in a park, which is a
Mhm.
little bit interfering. But as well, what many people don't know, like the trees have a natural shield, an electromagnetic defense system
Mhm.
as well against these unhealthy frequencies. And the more trees around you, the better the effect, the better the calming effect of nature. So exactly, but even the garden, and you better go barefoot
Mhm.
in your garden, then the more the calming effect.
I didn't knew that, but you're right. I have a forest next to my flat here in Germany, and you're right. When I go out, I literally when I'm walking through the forest, even if I'm thinking about a lot of stuff, it clears my aura and my field. And maybe this is also what you think with the like shower or like a bath from all the civilization uh,
Yeah, no, no, I got it.
you're getting the frequencies and so on, mobile
Yeah,
and so on. So yeah.
yeah, I can add to that that many people more and more now we are in a time where, of course, the digitalization
Mhm.
is pushing us
Mhm.
towards maybe an environment that we don't want to be in. So slowly we feel the negative health impact. And nature and the time we are in is very interesting. It's kind of a tipping point where we are right now, in my opinion. And we come from nature. Nature is just perfection. God, higher power, it has an innate wisdom. And
Mhm.
everything that happens in nature is how it should be. It's just natural wisdom. And we come from that. So, of course, it harmonizes us. Like I say, there are many explanations for that. But we live in a world where you can say like powerful forces trying to optimize nature. There is nothing to optimize. Nature is perfect. Nature has a perfect geometry. Nature has a perfect holy geometry that many people know about. And this is created by pure godly wisdom. And we have now people who pushing us more and more towards optimizing something that is perfect. What happens when you optimize something that's already perfect? It's destructive. And this is why our organism more and more feels it, and it becomes so destructive, and they push us in this direction that we go back off. Back off, enough is enough. You know, the virtual reality so far is flopping. And I think because we are already on the edge, it's enough. People can feel it. So less and less people are going further down this digital rabbit hole. And this is a good thing to see because we remember more and more, I guess. It's a remembering where we come from. You know, like the holistic understanding of that is coming back. And this is a good thing that I can develop. Maybe it's just my bubble, because I'm in this beautiful bubble, but I can see it here and there as well. So there are some developments that are very positive because we are kind of pressured too much from this side, so we have to break free again.
Mm. Wonderful. Jörg, we decided we won't do this interview so long because we want you now to go out and to experience it. Jörg has recorded around 15-minute guided meditation or entry into nature or into the forest. And even if you live in a big city, you can go into a park or go into a forest, listen to the video of Jörg and don't just walk it and have your thoughts immersed
Exact, exactly.
immerse in the forest, go in contact with nature, relink, see what it does with you. And we are very, very excited to read your comments in our community. With that said, what I want to mention also before we stop this interview, if you want to connect deeper, if this resonates with you, and I hope going back to nature resonates with you, there is a free video series from the Treeming. This is the forest bathing organization of Jörg below the video linked. And if you want to go deeper into that, they also offer online courses for that and even a forest bathing instructor training. It's everything below. So if this resonates with you, and what we really want to invite you now, close the computer, go out into nature, into forest with trees around, listen to Jörg's 15-minute entry to that and immerse yourself in nature.
Exactly. We see each other in the forest soon.
Jörg, thanks a lot for being here and enjoy.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
We have a PS for you because we were talking after the video and I was telling Jörg that I will try or I will look that when I go now into the forest on my walks, now that I will shut off my mind and I will really go into contact and really be in nature. And Jörg had a really beautiful tip also, which I want to have it also in the video. Jörg, please.
Exactly. What I do with my group often, and this is a beautiful experience in nature, is the nature or the forest represents stillness. So you go in stillness with the group, but in silence. So there are these two things. So even when you're with a group, it's super beautiful to just shut up and you put a timer, 20, 30 minutes maybe, if you need a timer, and then you just observe each other and the forest and see what happens. And it's beautiful connecting with nature and the others by just being silent together for 20, 30 minutes. So I highly recommend that exercise as well for you out there.
Thanks a lot and see you in the forest. Bye
See
bye.
you. Bye bye.